Really quick, everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing and just jump straight into a different topic, please check the pinned comment or check the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I appreciate you guys watching whatever part that you'd like to. And if you're sticking around, welcome back to another video, everybody. Welcome back to another talk at Clen. I must say, before we get into the video, my voice is a little bit lower. It's because everybody's sleeping. I live in an apartment building and I can't start yelling, right? I'm recording this at about 2 a.m., so you'll have to deal with my voice a little bit. I'm just going to keep it a little bit more toned down this video. And with that being said, we're just going to jump straight into the first one for today. I really hope that if this is the end of chapter 3, we get a cool setup like he did with the Cube Queen. Imagine fighting a dome of 7 members that are Chrome to finally defeat the Herald, but with a twist. Yeah, that'd be really interesting. I can actually see something like that happening. If this is the end of chapter 3, I'm really confident that Epic Games will give us something, you know, really fun to look forward to. We have another update coming, so we'll have to wait for that, and then hopefully they add some stuff to hype us up for the live event. I'm really excited for it. Moving on, adding to Mark's theory and also giving my own theory about what will happen next. Throughout the season, the Chrome will spread closer to the reality tree for the event, and the Herald uses the Chrome to corrupt the reality tree in order to use up its reality alting powers to resurrect the Cube Queen, and also bringing back the Origin prior to joining the 7 so that he is still evil and still working with the last reality. Meanwhile, Paradigm appears with the other members of the 7 alternative realities in order to stop the Herald from fully corrupting the reality tree and bringing back the Cube Queen and King. However, halfway through the event, Bites is called upon by the Nothing to slow down the Paradigm's plans, and then in doing so, it leads to the Herald winning and bringing back the King and the Queen, who uses their combined powers to summon the Nothing in its purest form, as the Nothing is considered a godlike being in the last reality worship. After the Nothing is summoned, he creates another much larger black hole to engulf everyone on the island. However, before the Nothing can do this, the Paradigm and the remaining 7 members transport themselves and the Loopers to reality 659, being the Paradigm's home in reality, which then leads us into chapter 4, and that would certainly explain the brand new map leaks that we're getting now. It's stuff like this where I can't really add on to it. It's just like a really solid prediction. It's a really solid theory that I like, hey, if this happened, I'd be pretty happy. I believe the chapter 4 prequel theory. I think it could work, especially with the young Geno skin in the survey. By the time the first 3 chapters we are seeing the end of the IO, chapter 4 could see the beginning of them. It would fix so many plot holes and more. It's also a reason to bring back old weapons and POIs. I think it could and would work, but that might just not be me. Excuse me, I just butchered that last little part, but that might just be me. I'm focusing really on being quiet here for today, but yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm with you more so on the chapter 4, and if chapter 4 were to come, I kind of think, like, if I were to put my money on something, that's what I'd put my money on. But again, it's like there's so much stuff that could happen, right? Who knows what's gonna happen? Speaking of this previous topic, I think it'd be much more interesting if instead straight up we're going back to chapter 1 for the prequel. We would rather go to the flip side of the chapter 1 map. Hey, that could be cool too, honestly. I don't know if Epic Games is going to touch onto the flip side ever again. That kind of seems like, to me anyways, I'd love to know what you guys think down below. It kind of seems like that would be a one-time thing if they were to do that. Let's move on again though. Clen, admit it, you would love to see this. I had the idea to make my phone Fortnite animated movie about the storyline, and since it would take forever, I had another idea. What if I release it monthly, 10-minute episodes, kind of like a series that combined it add up to one big story, kind of like a Netflix series? Opinion? I heard about this. There's no need to admit it. I would love to see it. How do you feel about Fortnite's design philosophy with skins now? If skins feel like more or less iconic to me and don't match up with the original Fortnite style so much that I feel like skins now are so much more forgettable. In my opinion, Fortnite seems to be making skins that could appeal to a wider demographic, but I feel like they have also lost their personality in doing so. I wish I could add to that, but you hit the nail right on the head, you know what I mean? And they've also been focusing a lot on adding just a little like thin female skins, but can you really blame Epic Games? If they figured out what sells, that's what they're gonna sell. So again, I understand where Epic Games is coming from in that perspective. Why wouldn't you release skins that people would want to buy? And they definitely got the hang on it, since we're 3 chapters in now, going on maybe even 4. For me though, I'm kind of with you. I don't buy skins nearly as much as I used to, and that's not because like, hey, you know, old skins are better. It's just like, you know, those people with those opinions. It's just so many more skins there were just more unique, and they weren't like you said, they weren't all about that original Fortnite style. So I don't know what to think, man. I don't think Epic Games is ever gonna get back to that. However, here and there they do release like really cool skins, like the Herald I love, for example. I know this is early to make assumptions, but I think the Zero God skin could have something to do with Geno. As we know, in issue number 5 of the Zero War left us with a cliff note that Geno, being alive and not having finished his goals, he spent thousands of years, which is bound to make him upset. Now into the point we know Geno is a perfectionist who thrives to protect, but also perfect in every single thing in existence. Yet now, can he do that if he isn't truly perfect himself? Now here is where the wild theory starts, where I suggest at some point Geno will seek power of the 0 point itself, its essence, in order to fuse which himself becomes the perfect human being of perfection. And because all honestly, nothing can be more perfect than what created life, reality, the omniverse itself. I believe for a long time that Geno had some 0 point energy in him, which could explain why he didn't die in the 0 point's effects. I mean, actually, That's actually a pretty good theory, to be honest with you. So to end off this theory, I believe that eventually Geno will turn into a pure being of perfect in creation, which he'll use the 0 point as a way to build the perfect army, a perfect version of Io in which he will use to spread his control all over the corners of the Omniverse so that he can protect and perfect all. I know this is a huge jump based off the survey skin, but eventually Geno will become desperate, and oftentimes despair leads to doing things you would never think or do otherwise. That'd actually be a really cool idea for a theory. Now, again, whenever people talk about Geno, I'm always like, hey, we haven't seen nearly enough about Geno. It is way too early to start predicting what's going to go on, because we might even see that Prince Knight in a prequel like we were just talking about on another topic, you know what I mean? So honestly, for theory-wise, I'd actually like it if that came true. That's really solid. Also, I can't remember where it was. It's a little bit of a long thing. I just saw something that I was like, yeah, that's a really good theory. Oh, well, regardless, guys, I really like that skin, too. I would cop that instantly. The annual pass should have been added instead of the Fortnite crew. Now, it depends how the price would be. If it was just all the crew skins added up into once, then I'd be like, not really worth it. But if the annual pass had a huge discount to it, I'd be all over that. With the idea of an annual pass, I was like, when Epic Games first wanted to release it, I was like, yes, absolutely, I would definitely get that. But just with the Fortnite crew, it's like too expensive for me, and the skins I don't really love. Like this month I really like, but again, we've talked about that at great lengths on the channel. But I completely agree with you about that. Just wanted to say on here, I always like how you see the positive in Fortnite updates, seasons, and chapters. Seasons could be bad, but you point out the good things, and also that is great. We need more positive people like you in the community, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I always try to be positive, you know what I mean? We've been critical on some things of the channel, but even like I was just talking about, I always point to the Fortnite crew because I'm not critical of much when it comes to Fortnite, right? It's like, hey, you know what? Some people love these skins, and that's great. You know, I try to be that guy because there's so much negativity in the Fortnite community, so I appreciate you saying that. That honestly made my day. Thank you. Fortnite's one of the best games of all time, and we can't forget all the things that Epic Games does, so that's what I'm here for. I'm here to spread the positivity in Epic Games. Both this season's Fortnitemares and last season's No Sweat Summer were fun events. They aren't perfect, but they are just a fun time. You know what? That's tough to say. When you're taking a look at the events themselves compared to other events, then I don't want to say objectively, because people can still have more fun playing that. Like, I played them, I enjoyed them, but I just thought they weren't as good as other events. But yeah, I'm glad, Ragnarok, I'm really glad that you had a good time playing them, because not you and me, not a lot of people also loved playing those, you know what I mean? So I'll hit you with an agree there, because I always have fun no matter what Fortnite does. I always enjoy the game. With all the gold teasers before the season, it could likely mean that Midas finally returns. Perhaps he could come and save us by turning the chrome into gold so that Herald won't be able to control it. I remember you commenting that, and man, that would be so awesome if Midas comes and we actually win that way. Midas comes, just touches the chrome because the golden touch, and Midas, apparently, he's a very powerful character in mythology, right? So he touches, turns to gold, the chrome is no more, we win. That'd be so funny. Like, not even funny where it's like, haha, that's a joke, but it's just like, nobody saw that coming, you know what I mean? But now that we're talking about Midas coming back and Epic Games actually hinting at Midas coming back, it's something that could happen, man. Theory for live event. To be honest, I think the event starting place will be on one of those hovering platforms with balloons when we are going to launch an attack on the Herald, but with the Herald losing, she uses the rifts in the sky, brings in the last reality to the island. Yeah, you know what? People are talking about the last reality coming back. Donald Mustard has been talking about the dust reality coming back. They are definitely coming back, especially if this live event is going to end off the chapter. So it's a realistic opinion. Theory, the last time we saw the new survey skins, they were battle pass characters, cruise pack skins, and item shop skins of 2 seasons. So what if in the laser survey we're looking at season 5 and season 6 battle pass, crew pack, and item shop skins? We'd have to pay a little bit more attention to that. At least me, myself. I don't know if you ever looked back, but I'd have to pay attention to that. So that's a solid idea, actually. Skins that they almost used but didn't. Theory about the Herald and the event. The new style for the Herald is the orangey color scheme, reminding me of the Cube Queen's ball in the last reality's color. I think she's turning into this style while calling in the last reality. I was kind of thinking, like, is that skin where she's just on fire, or is it reminding me of the last reality, like the origin type thing, you know what I mean? Even when we had that loading screen with the Cube's Cradle, the colors are lining up, man. The colors are really lining up. So while she's calling in the last reality, I feel like that's right. I might have to make a whole video touching on that theory. That's a great theory. Honestly, yeah, I might have to make a whole video on that, but for now we're gonna move on. So thank you. Anyways, theory about how we could get into is chapter 4 or a new map for season 5. Remember the maps that are shown into a new emote for the Herald? Well, a friend of mine had the idea of chapter 2 and chapter 3 map will combine into one. Here's a picture of his idea. The last reality plan island merge. Gain control of the chapter 2 and chapter 3 island. Halfway done. Yes, okay. Stage 2 of the merge, land starts to be absorbed. Stage 3 of the merge, biomes and numerous POIs absorbed. Final stage of the merge, land from chapter 2 and chapter 3 combine into one. New map under complete last reality control. Man, these last 2 theories are actually really solid. Like, these are something that could actually happen, because we were taking a look at all these maps, right? And the Herald is playing with them, and we're like, what the heck is going on with that? What does this mean? They're different maps, and it's all weirded out, you know what I mean? So, honestly, I love those last 2 theories. I might have to touch on that one in a full video too. Guys, thank you for sharing this. These are fantastic. Not to say the other theories sucked. It's just like, like, they were great, don't get me wrong. It's just these things are this might explain what's happening. That's a really, really solid theory. My mind's blown right now and I want to yell, but again, I'm keeping the volume down for this video. Guys, let me know what you think about these down below, because there's some really solid theories. And guys, with that being said, I'm going to put an end to this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here and you enjoy the content, please consider the like button to help out the channel a ton, and subscribe if you're brand new. Check the description down below for links to all of my other channels, as well as link to Real Ember on Fiverr. Will take care of all of your YouTube thumbnail needs. Remember guys, if you want to make a YouTube channel, Real Ember will help you out with that. He did this thumbnail, he can do yours too. And lastly, if you'd like to use my supporter creator code in the item shop, is code CLAN, #anime, #epic partner. Thank you so much for watching again, everybody. I will see you in the next video. Take care.